Welcome in! Oh, there we are, and we're back. What's up, everybody? Hi, how you doing? My name is UltimatDjz. Welcome into Teaching Trek. This is Star Trek Fleet Command's official podcast and our accompanying teaching YouTube channel here with your ArcFall for June of 2022. Take a look up there. Take a look up at that, folks. That is Strange New Worlds. There's no words that say Strange New Worlds, but that is Anson Mount's Pike. And that is Spock and La'an Noonien Singh. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Strange New Worlds. Is it the Deep Space Nine that we were expecting? No. Has Scopely broken their promise yet on delivering Deep Space Nine in 2022? No, not yet. Time's a ticking, though, there's Scopely. But in the meantime, I am actually really not unhappy with this property. As a matter of fact, the TV show is absolutely amazing. Probably some of the best Star Trek that has been on television in decades. So you guys should hopefully be checking this out and catching up with it. And I'm actually really delighted to have this property here. I hope that it follows along the narrative and the content that we are seeing on Paramount Plus right now, because the show is absolutely amazing. But Strange New Worlds is what we have this month. And with it, of course, 3 new officers. We've got Captain Pike, we've got Commander Spock, and we've got Lieutenant La'an Noonien Singh. Let's kick off like we most typically do and talk about these officers and what they're going to do. First, I'm going to bring you in to STFC.space. That's what we're going to do. All right, let's talk about these officers and what they're going to be doing for us. Let's first check out Strange New Worlds, Christopher Pike, okay? By the way, the artwork team did a pretty good job. Not too unhappy with this artwork. All right, let's take a look at his captain's maneuver. Of course, you'll see he's part of a brand new synergy group, so nothing doing there, no combinations with other officers. Strange New Worlds, Christopher Pike, captain's maneuver. When fighting hostiles, Pike increases shield mitigation by 4%. That is already interesting. Already super duper interesting. Take a look at synergy here. You'll see 5% available per side, making the potential shield mitigation increase up to 14%. Folks, this is pretty significant, all right? The normal shield mitigation in this game is 80-20 split. We have already been able to calculate and confirm through testing that this is not a multiplicative, that this is straight addition. So when we're taking our 80-20 shield split and we add 4%, that makes it 84. We add one side of synergy, that makes it, 89. Add another side of synergy, that makes it 94%. This is massive, meaning that anything that is not mitigated is going to be 96% absorbed by the shields. That's 94 math. 94% absorbed by the shields, which is very significant, especially as we continue on and tell you a little bit more about some of the other officers. Let's take a look at his officer ability when fighting hostiles. So already seeing that Strange New Worlds Pike is definitely a PvE officer. No PvP at all here. When fighting hostiles, Pike decreases hostile shield mitigation by 10%. Again, not a multiplicative number, just straight off hacking it down at tier 1, giving you a 70-30 shield split when attacking a hostile. All right, and that is scaling all the way up to 35%. And this is in addition to the 80-20. Folks, can you imagine with a maxed out Pike, which of course is going to be a long ways off, all right? But talking about the value of this officer, you're talking about taking 35% away from 80. That is a 45% bypass, all right? A 35% reduction. So 55%, all right, of the shield being bypassed and going straight to hull. That's giving you a 55-45 split where it's normally 80-20. I mean, this is, not even 45-55 split. This is so massive I can't even begin to quantify it. Or can I? I might have some math for you coming up here in just a little bit. Taking a look at our second officer. So first one, the Epic, super duper fantabulous for hostile grinding. And do note, my deep sea brethren, there's nothing in here about Ops 51 and down. Maybe. I guess it depends on what we put with him. Let's take a look at officer number 2. That would be Strange New Worlds Spock, all right? By the way, the art on this, spot on. Just really good job. Now, again, using him with Pike, you do have that he is a science officer, so not command. So we do have the potential at full synergy on at least one side here. From Spock giving to Pike. This captain's maneuver when fighting hostiles, decreasing hostile critical hit chance by 15%. I can't imagine that there would be a ton of scenario in which you would use this in the captain slot, but if you did, it's not terrible, but clearly he is going to be here to support Pike. All right, coming down to his officer ability, though, this is what I want to hone in on. Strange New World Spock increases armor, shield deflection, and dodge by 500% of total defense when attacking hostile interceptors from an explorer. What this is telling me, folks, is that this officer will work with the triangle in an explorer, okay? If you're trying to hit battleships, it won't activate. If you're flying in a battleship, it won't activate, all right? This is only in an explorer when attacking interceptors, which does make it a little bit niche. If you're going to go out and do a little bit of hostile grinding, then you are going to have to plan out a specific path. Where are you going? Who are you hitting, all right? But let's take a look at what he does. When you're going with the triangle, look at these figures. 500% at Tier 1. Folks, let me remind you that, say, for example, 5 of 11, like in this case here, whoop-ow! All right, that's only 200% of health. 200% of health. Shout out JB for helping me out with some examples that we're going to display for you here tonight, okay? This is 200%. So when we're talking about 500%, it's going to be significant. We're going to talk, and that's at Tier 1. Obviously, it scales up in a very significant manner. All right, scales up to the point where there's literally probably no way that you don't hit your mitigation cap. All right, there is Spock, Strange New World Spock. Then coming up to your third officer this month, La'an. All right, Strange New World's La'an. Now, this is what's interesting. Captain's ability, nothing. She is a lower decker. Looky there. Lower decks without even being lower decks. No captain's ability, okay? The officer ability, do note, she is of the engineering. This is so subtly beautiful. She's of the engineering synergy group. Spock was science, all right? Pike is command. Folks, right out the gate, you have a full synergy bridge crew for Captain Pike. Now, is her officer ability superb? Increasing warp speed by 50%? Probably not, okay? But she would be kind of like the Moreau scenario here, in which not doing as much, just providing synergy, okay? Providing synergy over to Pike. However, she does have a below decks ability that has nothing to do with PvE, which is, again, amazing. You can use her on the bridge without sacrificing the lower deck ability. You can use her on the bridge to support Pike, but when you're not grinding those hostiles, if you do want to use her in a scenario where you need more cargo, then here is a lower decker offering you more cargo. What is significant about this is that you've got these 3 other officers giving you cargo right now. That would be 4 of 11, Ston, and 2 of 11. That's right. And now you have a 4th one without sacrificing one of the original 3, because La'an goes on the lower deck, increasing your max cargo. Super, just great officer designs this month. Now, I do want to go back and talk about Spock here for a second. This is super niche. All right. Only when attacking interceptors from an explorer. Now, not everybody in the game flies explorers. Not everybody in the game is only attacking interceptors. I would imagine that it stands to reason that if we're diving into a new property of Strange New Worlds, that we're going to see other officers. And just given how this one is written, all right, I kind of feel like there could be a set. There could be a set that might be on their way over the next coming months. In the meantime, this month, if you don't fly explorers, then, well, you could continue doing what you've always done, right? You could continue doing something like this, all right? Although this test was specifically run with this Corvus against an interceptor. But what do most people grind? Most people are grinding on surveys. They give the most amount of reputation. Well, this is now going to incentivize some players who don't have a Chen card that they can use, maybe to start taking a look at some of these warships and seeing how they may fare. All right. Now, before we get into the rest of the arc, I do want to do a little bit of nerd math for you, okay? Because I did review this battle log, and I want to share a couple of things with you. First of all, if we take a look at, do I have it still? No? Maybe? Yeah? No? Yeah? I don't see. Okay, hang on. I'm bringing, oh, you know why? Because I didn't copy it over. Okay, here it comes. I am bringing it to your screen right now. Here you go. Take a look at this one here, folks. This is, for example, a shot that same hostile threw at JB. Now, if we're taking a look at some of this mitigation, all right, we do know that he's using 5 of 11, all right, so that's going to help a little bit. He mitigated using 5 of 11. He's doing all right, mitigated 67%. As a matter of fact, if we take a look over and visit our mitigation tool, then we can see that he should have, just based on the stats of the ship, just based on the actual base stats before any officer abilities come into play, he should have been mitigating just shy of 60%. So 5 of 11, getting him up to this 67% number, is having a pretty decent impact, all right? Now, double it. Double it. I mean, guys, what you're seeing here is the potential to hit any hostile in the game, whether it be below 52 or above 52, and still potentially get close to your mitigation cap, all right? If you can get to 71.9, then it's like you never lost Moreau in the first place, all right? Moreover, let's take a look at some of the damage that we were giving, all right? We'll take a look at this screenshot. Where did it go? Did I not load it either? Okay, here, bringing up this one because I'm super prepared. All right, take a look at this one where he is throwing shots at the hostile, all right? He's piercing the hostile pretty good. Let's take a look at what that piercing would be. 1126327. Founded by 5574717. All right, so he's piercing. That hostile's only mitigating 20%, which is daggone near the minimum as well. All right, but remember what he was using, okay? We do have, see, now I know I'm just losing my mind because I know I had a screenshot of that up. Are they all tabbing up? Maybe. I don't know. Either way, where was it? Right here. All right, I'll just bring this one back up. I'm just going to open a million tabs. All right, we were running Kang here, which is going to increase your piercing. So if we see here that he was piercing the hostile at 20%, what was the ship doing by itself? It was piercing it at 74%. So using Kang gave him about an extra 6%, plus some of the other research. There is some other research and stuff that will activate when fighting hostiles, but nonetheless, the ship itself would have only allowed that hostile to mitigate 26.65%. Why is that number so low? Well, you're going with the triangle. Do remember, folks, that this officer, this new crew, this Spock card is only going to work in Explorers against Interceptors. You are going with the triangle. So you've got a natural piercing and mitigation ability here. All right, and what they're doing is enhancing it with these officer cards. All right, they're enhancing that to get you to the mitigation and the piercing, or the mitigation max anyway. Now, you would be talking about piercing. What is going to help with your piercing? Well, maybe it's Kang. Maybe you don't fly on the side. Maybe you just do Pike, and maybe you just do Spock, and then you run Kang on the other side. What's that going to do? Well, it's going to cost you 5% of your shield mitigation, but you're now going to be mitigating 89% of shield hull and only putting 11% on your hull. All right. What that's going to do is allow more damage to be absorbed by your shields. More damage is going to just float off into space because of Spock's mitigation. All right. And leaving less going to your hull, meaning that you're taking less damage. What can you do to enhance those two things? Well, of course, you can use other lower deckers. You can use Badgie to increase your own. You can use Brad Boimler to increase your piercing. Maybe you don't need Kang. Maybe you go for the full synergy. Maybe you put Law on up there for this month so that you're getting the full 94% shield mitigation, and you're going to use Brad Boimler on the underdeck to help your piercing instead of Kang. Or maybe you can eventually do that. That is going to kill that hostile faster, because not only that, but straight out the gate at tier 1, instead of an 80-20 split, that hostile is going to be absorbing 30% on its hull instead of 20%. All of this is a very elaborate plot, a very elaborate mathematical scheme to give you a new grinding crew. And moreover, what's really super interesting here is that this is a grinding crew that is not limited by level of hostile. I would encourage people to be excited about this. Do some math, do some testing on your own. But here to tell you, it's pretty significant when we take a look at what we're looking at here versus what JB was getting with his Kang. Substituting this crew out is going to be very, very significant and allow for less hull damage to be taken. As a matter of fact, when we were going over here and taking a look, let's take a look at this one specific shot where he is taking damage. Now, let's pretend that we know we were taking, where did this, see, I am losing stuff for sure. Where did it, see, I'm losing all this stuff. Okay, here we go. If we're mitigating 60%, and we know with 5 of 11, we actually got that up to what, 60, we saw it 67%. You see it right here, all right? Let's pretend for a second that Strange New Worlds Pike does that Spock doesn't really have a huge impact. Let's say that we leave it at 67%. We're going to swap out. Mathematically, it's not possible. 200% is less than 500%. But nonetheless, let's just go with it. So, you know what? Let's do easy math. 70%. Let's go with 70%. So this total shot was 486,710. 486,710. We're going to automatically take 70% of it. We're going to toss it into space. 340,000. Well, he was already mitigating 328. So no major change there. Not significant anyway. But what's left over? All right, 340 minus the 46,710. You got 146,000 left over. Now, instead of 29,000 going to hull, let's take 94% of that and throw it on the shields. That means now 137,000 going to shields and only 8,760 going to your hull. Is that better than 30,000? Yes, it's 3 times as good. All right. Now, you may not be piercing that other hostile like you are with Kang, but you are piercing its shields and bypassing the shields. And really, truthfully, mathematically, you should end this battle just as quickly, if not quicker, than what you were doing with this type of crew. This is going to preserve hull, giving you extra life. What else plays into this whole theme that can help with that? Tendi can help with that, giving you extra hull. And then Boimler giving you the extra piercing, or Badgie giving you extra mitigation, although I don't think you're going to need mitigation, especially once you start tearing up the Strange New Worlds officers. This is super, super, super huge, and introducing to you my opinion. Now, I could be wrong. I'm still in love with the Commander Data card, all right? He's not maxed for me, but I still think it's going to be good. Maybe not as good now, because there's already a replacement. Here it is, Strange New Worlds. And utilizing some of the lower deck abilities is going to be big. Now, why? I'm going to wrap up with this. Why would I want all that extra damage going to my shield? Well, because shield regens. Shield regens on a timer. By the time I fly to the next hostile, my shield should be back. I don't care if all the damage goes to my shields. I want more damage going to the shields because it regens in space. Super, super, duper huge right here with Strange New Worlds. What else is coming? See, I've talked 15 minutes about this. We got to move on. What else is on its way this month? Is this it? Just a new grinding crew? Is it just for the whales? No, I think that for 51 and down, you're still going to have great results with Pike, Moreau, and Chen. But here is an actual, real second grinding crew that will allow you to work on battleships or, well, warships. All right, maybe you need those parts. Maybe you need some parts, all right? And moreover, it doesn't matter if it's energy or kinetic because Spock is mitigating all that stuff, all right? It's not only energy and it's not only kinetic. Spock is going to mitigate all that incoming damage, all right? So big, big stuff there, okay? What else do we have coming this month? Well, I did hint at a holodeck. The holodeck is coming. Sadly, I don't have any image of the holodeck. Like, I got nothing for you. I could show you inside the game where I think it's going to go, because I don't even know that. But I do think that it's going to land right in here somewhere, okay? Obviously, there's not a whole lot of other spaces. You only got 3 spots left, Scopely. So unless we're going to do some major renovation in here, it's probably going to land in one of these 2 spots. What's the holodeck going to do? Well, it's actually very simple, folks. The holodeck is a single level building. Yes, single level. And look, even Ripper wanted to keep us in the dark. A single level building. Wait, really? Only one? Just the one? Just one, folks. A 1-level building. That is correct. It unlocks at Ops level 15, as you can see here. And this is going to give you the ability to source previous missions. Check it out. Build in order to gain access to the holodeck to purchase missions from previous arcs. The holodeck is going to be a place where all these missions come to rest. A centralized location for all your missions, both new and old. All right, all your new stuff is going to be populating in here as well, eliminating redemptions and bundles and event store tabs and searching for this and looking for that and being confused about whatchamajig. It's all going to come now into the holodeck, where you're going to find all these missions that you're eligible for. And, you know, this is a good thing. What about players who joined the game after the original Borg arc? Or perhaps you were too low of an ops level to play in the original Stella arc, but now you are Ops 27 and you're able to do some of those missions. Now you'll be able to come back here and find some of this stuff later on down the road, where you're going to be able to find some of these missions and be able to participate in them. The holodeck is that centralized location. Plus, all the new missions are going to pop right here, including missions that are going to happen throughout this month of June. All right, it is easy peasy. And what's it going to do? It's going to continue to drop missions. As a matter of fact, June is going to be dropping Strange New Worlds missions on a very fixed schedule. And at least for this month, these missions are going to be launching every so many days, and they will be dropping officer shards. Ooh. What are those officers going to be? What are those officer shards going to be? Whoops, sorry. Woo, 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 woo. What's it going to be? Let's take a look at our 4th and final officer this month. Yeah. Oh, let's drive everybody who's got like a narratively oriented mind. Let's just take them and drive them absolutely. Here is your brain explosion. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Reginald Barclay is coming into the game. He is the holodeck officer. Let's take a look and see what he does. Captain's ability. No captain's maneuver. Does that mean that Reginald Barclay is, in fact, a lower decker? Well, it looks to be that way. There's no synergy bonus. Officer ability. Increasing base defensive officers. Poopy. Don't do that. Don't put this guy on the bridge. All right, this is a Garbo ability. Here's where he's good. Take a look here. The below decks ability, increasing ships protected cargo by 30%. That's a tier 1, scaling all the way up to 100%. This is very much like the original T'Pring officer. Very, very good officer on your lower decks, especially if you like mining or your deep space mining, or you just want more cargo maybe for your isogen miner or whatever. And the great thing about this is that it contributes. It doesn't take anything away as far as officers on the bridge. So you can still take your max protected cargo crew, and now you can add Barclay on the lower deck to enhance that even more. All right, you've got officers that are offering protected cargo like T'Pring and 3 of 11 and so forth, and now you can actually add more to that protected cargo crew. Now, the holodeck is going to be sourcing these shards, a couple of these shards anyway, for free during this month. Is it going to be enough for you to unlock Barclay? No, it's not going to be, but it could get you a few here and there as you progress towards your path towards unlocking. He does not have a meta this month or any other path towards a guaranteed unlock, unless you want to spend a little bit of cash. But I'm sure we're going to see some other opportunities at these shards either this month or in the future. Speaking of the fact that Barclay is a lower decker, and that's looking pretty daggone amazing as far as his ability, and we mentioned 3 of 11, well, how about this release yesterday on the transporter patterns, specifically 3 of 11 being 1 of 4. Get what I did there? 3 of 11 and 1 of 4. Yes, everybody. That's right. Here, let me see if I can find something for you. Let me see. Of course, I know it's already been talked about. We talked about it yesterday. Rev released a video, and take a look here. I'm going to show you. I'm going I'll show you some of this art. Take a looky here. You got Riker coming into the transporter pattern store. Huh? You got Sela coming into the transporter pattern store. You got TOS Kirk coming into the transporter pattern store. And I must admit, probably my favorite one is, in fact, 3 of 11. Borg to Pring coming into the transporter pattern store. Now, we're going to talk to you coming up soon about other ways. We've talked about it in the past. We're going to resurface. We're going to re-educate you on maximizing your transporter pattern super duper fast. But we're going to be talking about that. And then, of course, encouraging you guys to take a look at some of these 4 officers, really relatively newer officers. Very, very few, if any, of these officers are completely maxed out in the game. And this is going to give players the opportunity to do just that. All right. And then you can take this officer right here. Right. You can take that one right there and you can make it, better. And then you can combine it with this guy right here. Barclay. There we go. What else do we got going on this month? This is the big one. This is, I say the big one. This is the big piece. The big piece of content this month, which is, ladies and gentlemen, an expansion to the Galaxy research tree. All right. There is a ton of new research coming. As a matter of fact, let's see very quickly if we can find out where this is going to begin. If I open into the research tree and I come into Galaxy, I'm going to go all the way to the very end. Klingon Pure Crystal. Let's just find that Klingon Pure Crystal. Whoops. There we go. So, right here, Klingon Pure Crystal is in Galaxy Row 28. It's the last one. It's the last row. See this? Row 28. This is it. This is all we got. You count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not going to do it all. It's row 28 because Ripper says so. Klingon Pure Crystal that unlocks at level 29. All right. We come back and it unlocks right here, column 28. You see this right here? Column 28. Well, I want to go back and just look at this one, for example. Unlocking at level 56 in column 64. In column 64, folks, that's over 30 extra columns of new research that is happening in your Galaxy tree. Let's take a look at some of them. There's some more Pures. All right. Boosted Interceptors. What's this going to do? Description. Here we go. Impulse Speed. All right. There is gobs and gobs and gobs and gobs. Pause. Come 5 minutes later. Gobs and gobs of new research. I mean, just tons. Our Armada gain. What is this? Increasing damage. A lot of this stuff, this relates back to the hint about helping you farm. All right. There's mining speed research in here. Hull Bulwark. Increasing hull health. That's a good one. And this research, by the way, take a look. A lot of this stuff in the G5 range, but not all in the G5 range. As a matter of fact, a lot of this stuff is beginning at Ops 40. 28 was where we saw it really kind of kick off, right? Column 28. So let's take a look here, right here, column 31. And there's obviously going to be a column 29 if we go through and find it somewhere. That's not a searchable feature right now. But column 31, prime material extraction. Is this one that we have yet? Increases the mining rate of all grades of all 3 materials. How interesting. Does it cost anything? Yes, it's a prime. And what's this? Rhodinium? Yeah, it's a new currency. It's a new currency for this new expansion of the Galaxy Baudet's Hall. Like, what is this? The Baudet. Isn't that like a toilet thing that like washes your butt cheeks? All right. Yeah. This is going to be a new one. What's it do? Increasing max cargo size for all ships. Okay. So listen, tons of stuff, and a lot of it going to be revolved around mining and warp speed, whatever you find normally in your Galaxy tree. Let's talk about this new currency, Rhodinium. All right. I also hinted at this. This is a new currency that will be drip dropped to you for free every single day by incorporating it into a daily. You're going to get a new daily, and it's going to be feeding you these rhodinium particles. How much? No idea. I sure hope that it's not like, the territory primes where it's like 8 a day, because you're going to need gobs of this stuff. You're going to need tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of it. Let's take a look at some of these other that are not primes, for example. This one a prime? Nope, that's not a prime. So it is 15 levels of research, and you can see as the Rodinium continues to scale up all the way to 15. I mean, that's a lot of Rodinium. So don't give me 8 a day, Scopely. I'll be very upset about that. But it is going to come for free, just like your Tetrion radiation, just like your biotics. It's going to be drip dropped to you every day for free, just like the Cerritos parts and the boost juice. You're going to have opportunities at that every single day. And that is no different with this Rodinium. Nothing extra to have to grind. It's just going to be added into a daily. And that is your brand new, very deep, and probably very expensive new Galaxy research tree. Other than that, we don't have a whole lot more going on. We are introducing Strange New Worlds. That is the property, the feature. Could be the holodeck, it could be Barclay, it could be these new officers. Really, truthfully, I'm really excited to see how these things are going to grind out. Is the math going to hold? And are we going to see other officers that feed the other ships, like we're seeing Spock feed the interceptors? I believe that those answers will come in time, but that is largely what we have prepared for you here today. There are going to be officer auctions this month. As a matter of fact, Pike being your epic officer. We are going to see him in an auction solo leaderboard. There will be some paired SMSs. Also, we are going to see all 3 of these new officers incorporated into a Strange New Worlds recruit chest. All right, they're going to have their own recruiting chest, so their own sourcing, very much like the Cerritos officers, which is a good thing. All right, so we're going to have some opportunities to source them. But if you're looking for unlocks this month, it is going to come in the auction. Great news for La'an and Spock. What we're hearing is that if you complete the entire Battle Pass, including the Elite track, and all SMSs related to all these different events, you will be able to obtain a full unlock of each rare without having to pay for anything other than your Battle Pass. There is no meta this month for Strange New Worlds Pike. He will be available in the auction solo leaderboards. All right, that is what is happening there. Let's see. Anything else we got? Lots of new frames, lots of new avatars, some of which look pretty kind of cool. And hopefully we'll see some narrative tie-ins because some of them are kind of weird. I'm not going to show them to you right now, but we'll see some of them. They're weird. Like there's one for the augments. Why? Again, narratively, we're all over the place. We got Barclay, we got the augments, we got Strange New Worlds. It's all very strange to me. I'd like to see how the stories are going to tie it all together. We shall see. Ladies and gentlemen, that is really all I got for you here today. That's all I got. I can tell you there's going to be a gauntlet. There's going to be a gauntlet. You guys love the gauntlets. That's happening, so get excited about that. But there is going to be some stuff, and we will drop more about the events in our upcoming event guide video. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is UltimatDjz. This is Teaching Track here with your ArcFall video. Sorry, it went too long. It's 30 minutes. Golly, see, I tried to do this in 3 minutes. Snake Eyes said that I couldn't do it. I guess he was right. Leave your comments and your questions in the section below. Don't forget that we will be going on the air for Talking in Cars with DJs a little bit later this morning with special guest community manager Echo stopping by to help answer some of your questions that I might not be able to get to. And we'll have a good time with that. Leave your questions down below. Please subscribe to the channel while you're here. We're trying to push to 10,000 subs. When we do, we're giving away $1,000 in cash. That's pretty big, right? So smash that. Share with your teams. Make sure that everybody likes it, subscribes, clicks on the bell, and that way we can get there faster and give you your money faster. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to June. It's we're halfway through the year and no Deep Space Nine yet. But this could be cool. This one could be okay. Let's see and find out together, shall we? My name is UltimatDjz, your friendly neighborhood cat person saying meow for now. Love you, man. Catch you on the next one. Bye. Meow. Meow. Meow.